It starts with a familiar sound. Clack. Rattle. Pop. Every single morning, millions of Americans over the age of 60 perform the same ritual. We open our medicine cabinets, we reach for those amber bottles, and we swallow a handful of pills. We do it with the best intentions. We do it because we want to be around for our grandkids, we want to play that 18th hole of golf without pain, and we want to keep our minds sharp. We treat these vitamins like an insurance policy for our health. But here is the uncomfortable question that no one is asking you. What if the premium you are paying on that insurance policy is actually costing you your life? Welcome to the paradox of care. You see, there is a silent crisis happening in the bodies of seniors right now. You might be feeling it yourself. You're doing everything right. You take the multivitamins, you take the calcium for your bones, you take the iron for energy. Yet, you still wake up tired. Your joints still ache. Maybe you've noticed a brain fog that just won't lift, or a heart flutter that your doctor can't quite explain. You assume it's just aging. You think, well, I'm over 60, this is just how it feels. I am here to tell you, you are wrong. The problem isn't that you are getting old. The problem is that you are operating your body using an outdated manual. Think of your body like a high-performance engine. At 20 or 40, that engine was a roaring furnace. It could burn through anything, filter out any toxin, and adapt to any fuel you threw at it. But once you cross the threshold of 60, that biological machinery fundamentally shifts. Your liver filters differently. Your stomach acid changes. Your bones stop absorbing minerals the way they used to. So, when you throw the same vitamins into this new biological environment, they don't act like medicine anymore. They can start to act like toxins. That innocent calcium pill? It might be turning your arteries into stone instead of strengthening your bones. That energy-boosting iron supplement? It could be rusting your cells from the inside out, accelerating the very aging process you're trying to stop. It is a terrifying thought, that the very things we take to stay alive might be slowly breaking us down. But this video isn't just about scaring you. It is about empowerment. It is about updating your manual. Over the next 25 minutes, we are going to throw out the one-size-fits-all advice you've heard for decades. We aren't just going to list vitamins, we are going to rebuild your health strategy from the ground up. We are going to perform a full system diagnostic on your body's three most critical pillars: the frame, the engine, and the command center. I'm going to show you exactly which supplements you need to sweep into the trash immediately, and more importantly, the specific science-backed nutrients that actually work for a body that has lived, loved, and weathered over 6 decades of life. So, do me a favor. Go grab your pill organizer. Put it on the table in front of you. It's time to find out if you are fueling your body or poisoning it. Let's begin with pillar number 1, the frame. Let's look down at that pill organizer again. I want you to find the biggest pill in the bunch. Chances are, it's a large, chalky white tablet. It's calcium. For decades, we've been brainwashed with a simple slogan: milk builds strong bones. So, when you hit 60 and your doctor starts talking about bone density or osteoporosis, what do? You do what Arthur did. You go to the store, you buy the mega-size bottle of calcium carbonate, 1,000 milligrams, and you swallow it religiously. You think you are reinforcing your skeleton like steel beams in a skyscraper. But here is the dangerous reality that few people are talking about: you might be turning your body into stone, but not in the places you want. This is what we call the calcium paradox. You see, as we age, our bones do become hungry for calcium. That part is true. But simply flooding your system with calcium supplements is like dumping a truckload of bricks in the middle of a highway because you want to build a house. Without the right workers to move those bricks, they don't build a wall. They just block traffic. In your body, that traffic is your blood flow. When you take a high-dose calcium supplement without the right cofactors, your aging bones often struggle to absorb it. So, where does all that excess calcium go? It stays in your bloodstream. It wanders around looking for a place to settle. And unfortunately, it loves to settle in your soft tissues. It settles in your kidneys, forming painful stones. It settles in your joints, causing stiffness. But most terrifying of all, it settles in your arteries. It forms plaque. It turns your flexible, healthy blood vessels into rigid pipes. This is called calcification. Think about that for a second. You are taking a pill to prevent a hip fracture, but in the process, you might be increasing your risk of a heart attack. A major study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that older adults taking calcium supplements had a 22% higher risk of coronary artery calcification. So, does this mean you should let your bones crumble? Absolutely not. It just means we need to fire the calcium-only strategy and hire a new team. To build a strong frame after 60, you don't need more bricks. You need better project managers. You need the golden trio: vitamin D3, vitamin K2, and magnesium. Let me explain how this team works, and why they are the heroes you've been missing. First, meet vitamin D3. Think of D3 as the doorman. Calcium cannot get from your gut into your bloodstream without D3 opening the door. As we get older, our skin stops making D3 from sunlight efficiently. We lose about 50% of that ability compared to when we were 20. Without D3, that calcium you eat just passes right through you. So, D3 opens the door. But once the calcium is in the blood, it's dangerous. It's wandering blind. That is where vitamin K2 comes in. Vitamin K2 is the traffic cop. This is the most critical nutrient that most seniors are completely missing. K2 activates a specific protein that grabs calcium by the hand and guides it away from your heart and arteries and deposits it directly into the bone matrix. Without K2, calcium gets lost and clogs your heart. With K2, it builds your bones. It is that simple and that vital. And finally, there is magnesium. If calcium is the brick, magnesium is the mortar that allows the wall to flex. Bones aren't just supposed to be hard. If they are too hard, they become brittle like chalk. Magnesium gives your bones flexibility so that if you slip or fall, your bones can absorb the shock instead of snapping. So, what is the fix? What should Arthur do? Step 1. Stop the megadose calcium pills. Toss them. Instead, get your calcium from food. Your body absorbs calcium from Greek yogurt, sardines, or leafy greens far better and more safely than from a chalky pill. Step 2. Supplement the managers. Look for a supplement that combines vitamin D3 and K2 together. They are partners. They need to be taken together. And take them with your morning meal, preferably one with some healthy fat like avocado or eggs, because they are fat-soluble. Step 3. Add magnesium. But be careful, not all magnesium is the same. Avoid magnesium oxide, it's cheap and poorly absorbed. Look for magnesium glycinate. It's gentle on your stomach and highly effective for bone flexibility. We'll talk more about magnesium later because it does so much more than just help your bones. But for now, remember this: a pile of bricks isn't a house. And a pile of calcium isn't a healthy skeleton. You need the doorman, D3, and the traffic cop, K2, to make it work. Now that we've secured the frame of the house, let's move to the engine room. Let's talk about your heart, your energy, and the rust that might be killing you. Now that we've secured the frame of the house, we have to look at what's powering it. We need to talk about your engine, your heart, your blood, and your energy levels. Let's look at Arthur. He's 65. He's retired. He should be enjoying his golden years. But the truth? He's tired. He walks up a flight of stairs and gets winded. He wakes up groggy. So, what does he do? He thinks, my battery is low. I need a boost. He goes back to that medicine cabinet and reaches for the energy supplements. Usually, that means two things: iron and vitamin A. He thinks he is topping off the gas tank. But in reality, he is pouring sugar into the gas tank. He isn't fueling the engine, he is clogging it. Let's start with the villain number 1, iron supplements. When you were young, iron was gold. You needed it to grow, and for women, you needed to replace what was lost every month during menstruation. But here is the biological shift that happens after 60. The exit door for iron closes. Men never had an exit door to begin with, and women lose theirs after menopause. Your body becomes a closed loop. It becomes incredibly efficient at recycling iron. So when Arthur takes that multivitamin with 18 milligrams of iron, or adds an iron supplement because he feels pale, that iron has nowhere to go. It doesn't just flush out. It stays. It accumulates in the liver, the pancreas, and the heart tissue. And here is the chemistry that will shock you. When iron meets oxygen, what happens? Rusht. In your body, we call this oxidative stress. Excess iron literally rusts your organs from the inside out. It acts as a catalyst for inflammation, damaging your DNA and accelerating the aging of your arteries. Studies have even linked high iron stores in seniors to a significantly increased risk of Alzheimer's and heart failure. Unless your doctor has run a blood test, specifically a ferritin test, and told you that you are anemic, put the iron down. Your fatigue is likely not from a lack of iron, it's from a lack of efficiency. And that brings us to villain number 2, retinol, vitamin A. Just like iron, vitamin A in the retinol form is a storage problem. It's fat-soluble. Your aging liver is already working overtime to filter out medications and environmental toxins. When you overload it with synthetic retinol, the liver gets overwhelmed. It's like overfilling a gas tank until it spills onto the engine block. It's a fire hazard. So, if we stop the iron and the retinol, how do we fix the fatigue? How do we protect the heart? We stop trying to boost the engine and start trying to lubricate it. We need to switch from rust promoters to anti-rust agents. Enter the hero of the heart, omega-3 fatty acids. If inflammation is the fire burning down your house, omega-3 is the water hose. A massive study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 40,000 seniors. The results were staggering. Those with the highest levels of omega-3s didn't just have better hearts, they had a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. Think about that number. 36%. There is almost no drug on earth that can claim that kind of broad protection. Why? Because omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA, keep your blood platelets from clumping together, preventing clots, they lower your triglycerides, and they keep the walls of your arteries flexible. They are the premium oil that keeps the vintage engine running smooth, quiet, and cool. But here is the trap Arthur falls into. He buys a cheap bag of flax seeds or a bargain bin fish oil. Don't make that mistake. First, flax seeds are great, but the conversion rate to the active DHA in seniors is terrible, less than 5%. You need the direct source. You need high-quality fish oil or algae oil. Second, verify the quality. Fish oil can go rancid, oxidize, just like olive oil. If you cut open a capsule and it smells like rotting fish, it's doing more harm than good. It should smell like the ocean, or like nothing at all. And what about vitamin A? If we ditch the retinol, what do? We switch to beta-carotene. Eat a sweet potato. Eat some carrots. Eat a melon. Beta-carotene is smart vitamin A. It sits in your body harmlessly until your system says, hey, I need some vitamin A for my eyes today. Only then does it convert. It's an on-demand system that makes overdose impossible. So, let's recap the engine plan. Check your multivitamin. If you are over 60 and it contains iron, throw it away. Unless you have a diagnosed deficiency, you don't need it. Inspect for retinol. If you see vitamin A as retinol palmitate on the label, swap it out. Oil the engine. Start taking a high-quality omega-3 supplement. Aim for at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA/DHA every single day. By doing this, you aren't just masking fatigue with a stimulant. You are cleaning out the rust and giving your heart the lubrication it needs to beat strong for another 20 or 30 years. But a strong heart and strong bones are useless if the person controlling them isn't there anymore. Next, we have to go upstairs. We need to talk about the command center, your brain, and the one vitamin mistake that might be mimicking dementia. We have fixed the frame. We have oiled the engine. Now, we must ascend to the most critical room in the house, the command center. Your brain and your nervous system. Look at Arthur. He's struggling with a crossword puzzle. He's forgetting words he used to know. But it's not just his memory. Lately, he feels a strange tingling in his fingers, pins and needles. His balance feels a little off when he stands up too fast. He's terrified of one word, dementia. Or maybe Parkinson's. So, he does what many seniors do. He goes to the pharmacy and buys a bottle labeled nerve support or brain health. And almost invariably, that bottle is loaded with vitamin B6. Stop right there. This is villain number 3. Vitamin B6 is a classic case of too much of a good thing. Yes, your body needs B6 to transmit signals. But the daily requirement for a senior is tiny, only about 1.7 milligrams. However, many supplements pump 50, even 100 milligrams into a single capsule. That is 5,000% of what you need. Here is the cruel irony. Vitamin B6 toxicity mimics the exact symptoms you are trying to cure. When B6 builds up in your tissues because your aging kidneys can't flush it out fast enough, it attacks the nerve coating. It causes peripheral neuropathy. That tingling in Arthur's hands? That unsteadiness on his feet? It might not be old age. It might be an overdose from the very vitamin he is taking to help his nerves. It's like trying to light a light bulb by connecting it directly to a lightning bolt. You don't power the system, you fry the wires. So, if you are taking a B-complex or a nerve formula, flip the bottle over. If the B6 is over 10 milligrams, be very, very careful. Now, let's talk about the nutrient you are likely missing. The true hero of the command center, vitamin B12. If B6 is the danger of overload, vitamin B12 is the crisis of starvation. Here is the scary statistic. Up to 1 in 4 seniors are clinically deficient in B12. And most have no idea. Why? Because of the acid trap. You see, vitamin B12 in food, like steak or eggs, is bound tightly to protein. To unlock it, your stomach needs to produce strong hydrochloric acid. But as we age, our acid production drops. We develop a condition called atrophic gastritis. Plus, if you take antacids, like omeprazole or metformin for diabetes, your acid is virtually neutralized. You could be eating a steak every night and still be starving your brain of B12. The consequence? Without B12, the protective sheath around your nerves, myelin, begins to fray. Your brain actually starts to shrink. The symptoms are terrifying: memory loss, confusion, depression, and difficulty walking. Doctors often misdiagnose this as early-onset Alzheimer's. Families start looking for nursing homes. But in many cases, it's not dementia. It's a deficiency. It is a reversible problem masquerading as an incurable disease. So, how do we save the command center? We need to be smarter than the digestive system. We need to bypass the stomach entirely. The solution: ditch the heavy B6, stop taking megadoses that fry your nerves. The sublingual secret: this is the game changer for seniors. Instead of swallowing a B12 pill, which likely won't get absorbed, use a sublingual lozenge or liquid drops. You place it under your tongue. It dissolves and enters your bloodstream directly through the tiny capillaries in your mouth. It goes straight to the brain, skipping the weak stomach acid completely. Check the form. Don't buy cyanocobalamin, the cheap, synthetic stuff made with a cyanide molecule. Look for methylcobalamin. It is the active, natural form that your brain recognizes instantly. Imagine the relief. Imagine Arthur correcting this deficiency. Within weeks, the fog lifts. The tingling stops. He remembers the word for the crossword puzzle. He isn't losing his mind, he was just missing the spark plug. So, we've rebuilt the frame, oiled the engine, and rebooted the command center. But how do you fit this all into a day without going crazy? Next, I'm going to give you the 24-hour gold standard routine. I'll show you exactly when to take what to eat with it, and the common mistakes that ruin everything. We have covered a lot of science today. We've fired the villains and hired the heroes. But information without action is just noise. You might be thinking, okay, but how do I actually take all of this without carrying a pharmacy in my pocket? You don't need a pharmacy. You need a rhythm.
Here is the golden 24-hour protocol.
This is exactly how to schedule your nutrients to maximize absorption and minimize waste.
Grab a pen.
Phase 1, the morning fuel, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. The most common mistake seniors make? Popping vitamins with just black coffee. Don't do this. Most of the heroes we discussed, vitamin D3, K2, and omega-3, are fat-soluble. If you take them with just coffee or water, they slide right through you. You are literally flushing money down the toilet. The morning rule: eat some fat. Have your eggs, your avocado toast, or even just a spoonful of olive oil. Take your vitamin D3 plus K2 combo now. Take your omega-3 fish oil now. Why morning? Because vitamin D can actually suppress melatonin, your sleep hormone. Taking it at night might keep you awake. Plus, the anti-inflammatory power of omega-3 primes your joints for the day's movement. Pro tip: if you are taking that sublingual B12, pop it under your tongue while you make breakfast. It gives you that mental spark to start the day. Shutterstock. Phase 2, the midday recharge, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. At lunch, we step away from the pill bottle. We focus on food as medicine. Remember our smart vitamin A? This is the time for the orange plate. Have a salad with carrots, a side of sweet potato, a slice of cantaloupe. Let your body extract the beta-carotene naturally. No pills necessary. Give your liver a break. Phase 3, the evening wind down, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. The day is done. You want deep, restorative sleep. You want your muscles to relax. This is magnesium time. About an hour before bed, take your magnesium glycinate, 200 to 400 milligrams. Magnesium calms the nervous system. It relaxes the smooth muscles in your legs, preventing those night cramps. It prepares your brain for deep sleep. And a final warning: if you are taking any prescription medications, always keep a 2-hour window between your meds and your supplements to prevent interactions.
Simple, right?
Morning for energy and protection.
Noon for nutrition.
Night for restoration. At the beginning of this video, I asked you to look at your pill organizer. I asked you if you were fueling your body or poisoning it. I hope now you see the answer. Getting older is inevitable. But feeling old?
That is optional.
The fatigue, the brain fog, the stiffness, we have accepted these things as the price of aging. But science is showing us that often, they are just the price of bad chemistry. They are the result of giving a 60-year-old engine the wrong fuel. You have the power to change that chemistry. You can choose to stop rusting your body with iron. You can choose to stop calcifying your heart with bad calcium. You can choose to stop frying your nerves with high-dose B6. Instead, you can choose to build a flexible frame, a lubricated engine, and a sharp command center. Arthur made the choice. He didn't find a fountain of youth. He just stopped fighting his own biology and started working with it.
Now, it's your turn.
I have a challenge for you. Right after this video ends, go to your medicine cabinet.
Perform the audit.
Read the labels.
Be ruthless.
If it's hurting you, throw it out. And if you found this roadmap helpful, do one more thing for me. Share this video with someone you love, a spouse, a parent, a friend. You might just save them from years of unnecessary pain. I'm Daily Health 365. Thank you for watching. Here's to your health, your strength, and your best years, which are still ahead of you.